Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is your Vedic Astrology coach, Rarat Kapoor, and welcome to my channel, The Legit Astrologer. In my channel, I make videos on Vedic Astrology. I talk about transits and how these transits have an impact on all 12 ascendant signs or the moon signs. I try to keep the concepts very simple. In the recent times, I have made a video on the month of September, a very detailed analysis for each ascendant. You can check out this video on my YouTube channel, which is available. In case you're new here to my channel, please subscribe, hit the bell icon, please share this video with your friends. In case you wish to book a personalized consultation with me, you can check out the link to my website in the process of reaching out to me. Please note that for in-person consultations, I'm only available in Dubai. This video today is about Mercury's transit in the sign of Leo. That is happening on 4th of September, and Mercury is going to stay in the sign of Leo till 23rd of September. Mercury finally made a direct transit in the sign of Cancer and will be entering the sign of Leo. This perhaps is the fastest transit of Mercury in the year 2024. Usually it takes more than 20 days for Mercury to make a transit from one sign to the other, but this time it is taking less than 20 days. Mercury itself is the quickest planet after the luminary moon, so it takes the shortest time in terms of moving from one sign to the other. So this is an interesting transit because Mercury has gone direct, and when a planet moves from a retrograde motion to the direct motion, it moves in a very slow pace, but over time it picks up the pace and it moves very fast. This is the natural 3rd house lord and the natural 6th house lord that is entering the natural 5th house of the zodiac belt. Mercury represents communication. It is a significator of management. It is a childlike planet. We also call Mercury Prince. It plays a very important role in our intelligence. It plays a very important role in our learning, in our decisions. It is the Shishya, it is the student, and at the same time, Mercury is associated to skin as far as from a body matters are concerned. This is the natural 3rd house lord that rules efforts, younger siblings, courage, valor. It also signifies communication, learning of all kinds. Mercury also rules the natural 6th house, which is the house of daily routines, deaths and diseases. It is the house of growth. Mercury plays a very important role in growth of individuals because the lordship of Mercury is two Upachaya houses, the 3rd house and the natural 6th house of the zodiac belt. If one needs to grow at a pace in life, they should have a favorable and strongly disposed Mercury. Mercury is also associated to wealth because it is a Rajas planet. It has Rajasic energies, it has all the material energies in this world, and as far as wealth is concerned, since Mercury is linked to the deity Kubera, Mercury represents hard cash. So all the cash in this world is linked to Mercury, is associated to Mercury from a wealth point of view. Therefore, in our daily lives, Mercury is one of the most important planets. This is the planet that gives you cash. This is the planet that gives you money through which you can enjoy comforts in your life. This Mercury is making a transit in the natural 5th house in the sign of Leo, which is a very futuristic sign. It is a progressive sign. This is ruled by Sun. Therefore, it's a friendly sign for Mercury because Sun and Mercury share a friendly relationship. So as far as future is concerned, things are going to be moving at a rapid pace. This is an interesting time because particularly for those people who had some delays or halted decisions or some regrets towards the end of July, last 10 days of July, when Mercury was in the sign of Leo, this is the time when you can see things picking up and picking up at a rapid pace. So in case you've had some delays, you've had some disappointments, you can link it with the last week of July. If there were disappointments, this is the time to progress and move ahead with some of those decisions. So you might come across situations. Let's take an example that if you interviewed for a job and you haven't heard from the potential employer, this time period things can move ahead. If you were in a relationship, there were some delays, this time could be progressive. If you signed up a business deal, there was some paperwork that was halted, this is a progressive time. There will be support of the government because Mercury and Sun are forming a yoga in the sign of Leo. This is happening from 4th of September till 16th of September till Sun is in the sign of Leo, and they are forming a Buddha Aditya yoga in the sign of Leo. So any learning opportunities that you have, any courses that you want to pick up, anything that you wish to learn, this is quite an excellent time and a very progressive time for all these pursuits, and this is something which is generally applicable for all of us. During this transit, Mercury is aspected by Saturn. Both Mercury and Saturn are in a mutual aspect, though Saturn and Sun's aspect is a bit problematic because both of them are equally powerful during this transit. Mercury and Saturn's mutual aspect is forming a yoga. This is giving Mercury additional support. So as far as learning is concerned, as far as education is concerned, as far as your management skills are concerned, as far as your communication is concerned, there is a sense of discipline that we must bring in all of these pursuits. This is the message of Saturn by the 7th aspect of desire on Mercury. And Mercury during this transit is aspecting the sign of Aquarius by its 7th aspect of desire. Mercury desires you all things related to the sign of Aquarius or the natural 11th house, which represents gains, which represents your wider network, your social circle. So in order to become socially intelligent, in order to expand your social horizon, in order to become an influencer or have many followers or many friends, 11th house plays a very important role. 3rd, 7th and 11th. This is the karma trine. And Mercury's aspect on the sign of Aquarius firstly will bring in very quick technological developments, very fast quick decisions that some of the tech companies would make over the next couple of weeks. That could be breakthrough, that could come as a surprise as well, and there could be some very key decisions as far as space related matters are concerned. So there could be some announcements as far as investment in space research is concerned over the next 2 to 3 weeks. Some of the major IT technology companies, software companies are going to go through big transformation. There could be a reshuffle. There could be some prominent leaders within this organization who would be asked to move. There could be some restructuring. There could be some decision as far as potential leadership changes in some of these organizations are concerned. And there will also be some important investment decisions as far as the technological space is concerned during this transit. Let us now talk about how Mercury's quick transit in the sign of Leo, which is going to last for about 19 days, is going to have an impact on all 12 ascendant signs. At a physical level, you must read this transit from your ascendant sign. At a mental level, you can also read this transit from your moon sign. Let's start with Aries ascendants. For Aries ascendants, Mercury is the ruler of the 3rd house and the 6th house. It is a functional malefic for Aries ascendants, a potent malefic, because it has 2 such rulerships of not so good houses. Now these houses represent growth, but the lord of these houses also brings all kinds of obstacles as far as the native is concerned. So this is your 3rd lord and the 6th lord, the lord of efforts, communication, your younger siblings, change of all kinds, also growth, and this change is not in your hands. This is also the ruler of the 6th house, deaths and diseases, your daily routines, things that you do on a day-to-day basis, your competition, obstacles, enemies of the mind, any kind of loans that you take and your capacity to repay those loans. This Mercury is making a transit in the 5th house in the sign of Leo. Your 3rd and the 6th lord is making a transit in the 5th house. So as far as future is concerned, this is quite a progressive transit because this will make you put some efforts. Your efforts are going to be for your own future. So any decisions that you take, they have to be very much associated to how your future is. There is also some karma towards children. So if you have children, you need to focus on their health and well-being during this time. So there could be some minor issues as far as children is concerned. Even for your own health and well-being, there could be some minor hospital visits. So make sure that you take care of yourself during this time. Your gut could have some issues. So make sure that you eat right, you exercise and drink plenty of water to avoid any kind of digestive issues that you can have during this time. Because you have an earth planet Mercury in the 5th house, you also have sun in the 5th house. So there are a mix of fire and earth energies as far as the 5th house transit is concerned. So there is a bit of complexity there. This Mercury is aspecting your 11th house by its 7th aspect of desire. Mercury desires you to expand your influence, gain more followers, and also expand your network of friends or your connections. Put all your efforts in gains of all kinds. So this is the kind of message which it has for you. You need to declutter your surroundings. You need to focus on your daily routines, things that you do on a day-to-day basis. Have a lot of poise there. So any decisions related to goal setting, they will happen in quick succession. You will be very fast in making decisions, but at the same time you have to be conscious of making the right decisions. So make sure that you don't end up taking a decision in such a fast manner that later you regret that you should have thought about it and taken into account all circumstances and mitigations as far as this decision is concerned. So, stay cautious during this time. Take these fast energies and channelize these fast energies appropriately to set goals, to move ahead as far as communication is concerned, as far as any sort of learning opportunity is concerned. Overall, I consider this as a mixed transit and I wish you the very best. Let us now talk about Taurus ascendants and what's happening with Taurus ascendants as far as Mercury's transit in the sign of Leo is concerned. For Taurus, Mercury is a Yoga Karaka planet. It is a most favorable planet because it's your second lord and it's your fifth lord. So, in all wealth matters, particularly cash, hard money, Mercury plays a very important role. It is the ruler of your second house, which is the house of speech, your consumption, storage, accumulation of all kinds, and therefore we see wealth from this house. This house also represents your speech and also your family. Mercury also rules fifth house, which is the house of future, creativity, your children, the upcoming generations, also the house of corruption and power at the same time. This is the Rajya Bhava. So, you can get corrupted as well in this house. This Mercury is making a transit to the fourth house of happiness, your comfort, Sukh Bhav. This is where you feel most protected, most content and most happy. This is also the house of mother or your motherland or homeland. This Mercury is your fifth lord making a transit in the fourth house. This is forming a natural yoga in transit. So, happiness would come from family related matters. Happiness would come from indulging yourself in all kinds of food. And this is where you have to also be cautious of. So, you will go through some change, some transformation as far as your eating habits is concerned. You would like to set up a diet plan for your future. So, this is the kind of message which Mercury is giving you during this transit. It's a very fast transit, and understand that Mercury is also considered Maran Karaka in the fourth house, which is a death-like position. Mercury is losing its significance in this house. So, you will have to put in extra efforts if you were to communicate. You are most likely to have some sort of miscommunication with either your mother or people from your family or with your friends or also with people at your workplace. So, this is where you have to be cautious of any kind of lack of clarity or miscommunication or misinterpretation which could result in some conflict. This is the kind of karma which you have during this time. So, stay vigilant, stay cautious. This Mercury is aspecting your 10th house by its 7th aspect of desire. So, Mercury wants you to become better at your work. Mercury desires you to learn something which is related to your work, because this towards the end of the day is your fifth lord. So, it governs future, it governs progress. So, there could be some change that you might expect as far as your work is concerned, but maintain cordial relationships from people within your workplace. You will have to spend extra time as far as your financial management is concerned, more efforts as far as your future pursuits are concerned during this time. It's more of a mixed transit for you, and I wish you the very best. Let us now talk about Gemini ascendants. For Gemini ascendants, Mercury is the ascendant lord, lord of the Lagna or the ascendant. It's your first lord and the fourth lord. Mercury rules yourself, your intelligence, your body, vitality, your immunity, who you are, and also the fourth lord of happiness, comforts, mother or your homeland, your happy, safe, comfortable space. This is what Mercury rules for you. It rules all kinds of assets and also vehicles and your house or any kind of real estate that you have which is fixed. This Mercury is making a transit in the third house of change, communication, your younger siblings. We also see valor or courage from the third house. This is the first house of growth. Mercury also is the natural third house of the zodiac belt. It is the ruler of the third house of the zodiac belt. So, from that aspect, it's not a bad place. It's not a bad transit. Okay. Mercury rules communication. So, your communication is going to improve. You will start writing, journaling during this time. You will start using your hands actively during this time. If you are communicating with others, you will naturally see hand gestures, movement that is going to happen, which will be of quite a good advantage as far as your progress is concerned. So, make sure you leverage and channelize these energies. You will also be change ready. So, you would naturally need to step out of your comfort zone and do something which is new, do something which is not of your comfort or not of your preference, and this could be a testing phase for you. But in all aspects of change, growth, this looks like a promising time. Some things that were delayed, if there were some decisions, you faced some delays, you faced some hurdles, you had issues with others, this is the time for improvement. This is the time for taking things forward. This Mercury is aspecting your 9th house by its 7th aspect of desire. So your dharma, your energy, yourself, you will immerse yourself as far as dharmic activities are concerned. So this is also the start of journey, because your 3 and 9 axis is pretty much active. You have Mercury conjoined with Surya, Sun, which is your 3rd lord, till about 16th of September. So you can start a journey, you can start something new during this time. But make sure that you leverage your communication, you reach out to others. You would also need some advice from a mentor, your guru or your teacher, or someone who you trust, someone who you can count on. This advice could be quite useful for you. So make sure that you make use of these time. Worship Lord Vishnu during this time to gain maximum results of this transit. Overall, I do see it as a good transit for you, and I wish you the very best. Let us now talk about Cancer Ascendants. For Cancer Ascendants, Mercury is the 3rd lord and the 12th lord, the lord of your efforts, valor, courage, younger siblings, change of all kinds, growth. Also the 12th lord of losses, expenditure, hospital visits, your bed comforts, your sleep, your higher self-consciousness, the ability to be more self-aware. This Mercury is making a transit in your 2nd house of speech, consumption, your family, your kutumba bhava, your wealth, all kinds of accumulation. Now when Mercury comes into the 2nd house as a transit, which is denoted by your speech, and this is the 3rd lord that rules communication. So you will have verbal issues with other people during this time. It's a fast transit. So you could either influence people or you could create enemies. This will depend on your ongoing dasha antadasha. But anything that you say during this time will matter quite a lot. You're likely to have a lot of fiery element in your speech as well. So make sure that you channelize it, make sure you drink plenty of water, and make sure you practice mindfulness during this time. Leverage the intelligence of Mercury, leverage the power of Mercury. Also donate for the welfare of your family during this time. The more you donate and share things with others, this transit is going to benefit you. Mercury is aspecting your 8th house by its 7th aspect of desire. So Mercury wants you to transform, wants you to change. So you can also expect some sort of sudden changes. You'll have to spend your energies and efforts in financial management, because you could be prone to heavy expenditure, high expenditure, or impulsive buying, impulsive shopping. That is something which you could be mindful of. If it doesn't impact you, go ahead with it, enjoy yourself. In case it does, be careful. You could also incur some losses during this time. So financial management is the key. Investment and savings, utilizing those savings is the key during this time. Make sure that you channelize these energies to improve your speech, to improve your relationship with the family, and to increase your spiritual quotient during this time. This is the key message for you. It's quite a fast transit, and you will be on your toes all through the time, managing your money and finances. And for that, I wish you the very best. Let us now talk about Leo Ascendants. For Leo Ascendants, Mercury is the 2nd lord and the 11th lord. Mercury rules wealth and also aya or income. Therefore, for all money matters, financial matters, Mercury is one of the most important planets for Leo Ascendants. For Leos, if Mercury is well placed, well disposed in any yoga or any dhan yoga, or makes any connection with these houses, there is never a financial worry for such individuals. Okay. So Mercury rules your family, your speech, accumulated wealth, your consumption, and also your 11th lord of aya, income, gains of all kinds, your wider social network. It also rules enemies, because where there are friends, there are bigger enemies as well, and the 11th house is 6th from the 6th house. This Mercury is making a transit in your 1st house. This is the kind of opportunity which you get once in a few months, and most likely when Sun and Mercury come in conjunction, this opportunity you will not get for the next 1 year, where you have Sun and Mercury in your ascendant, where Mercury gains directional strength in your ascendant. It is Digbali. Sun is the significator of the ascendant, it is your Lagna lord, and they are forming a beautiful yoga in this transit. So it's a dhan yoga, it's a wealth yoga. In case your dasha antadasha is supportive, there is nothing that can stop you from getting an incentive, getting an increment, or any financial gain during this time. In case your dasha is not supportive, then there could be other results that could balance it out. Okay. You need to channelize these energies appropriately. So you will have karmas towards your family. You will have to fix things related to your family and friends. So you will be engaged in resolving conflicts of family matters or conflicts within your other friends. You will become an advisor and a very trusted advisor during this time. Other people will come to you for advice, come to you to take consultation if you have similar services, if you are in a similar kind of business. This is a growth phase. Your decision making will be very strong over the next couple of weeks. So make sure that you take some key vital decisions for your life and you manifest these decisions to good, great actions as far as your future is concerned. It's quite a progressive transit. This Mercury is aspecting your 7th house by its 7th aspect of desire. So it desires communication in your relationship, it desires the start of a relationship, it desires to put things back on track as far as relationship matters are concerned. If you've had some delays, if you had some losses in the past, this is the time to fix your decisions. This is the time to move ahead in a very progressive manner during this time. You could have some minor health issues during this time. So, minor cold, cough. So, take care of yourself. Make sure that you work towards your immunity, you work towards your hygiene, you work towards your personality during this time. It's quite an important phase for you, and for this I wish you the very best. Let us now talk about Virgo ascendants. For Virgo ascendants, Mercury is an important planet because it is your Lagna Lord, it is Lord of the ascendant, it is the ruler of yourself, your body, your vitality, your immunity, who you are. It is also the ruler of the 10th house of karma, your actions in the society, your work, job, profession, anything that you do in this world to survive and sustain yourself and take care of your family as well. This Mercury is making a transit in the 12th house of losses, expenditure, your higher self consciousness, spirituality, moksha bhava. We also see the ability to help others and give others from this house. We also see your bed comforts or how your sleep is from the 12th house. Any kind of isolated places, any kind of secluded places are seen from the 12th house. This Mercury is making a transit here. So, your Lagna Lord goes into the 12th house, your 10th Lord goes into the 12th house. So, loss of self image and loss of work is something that is indicated during this transit, but it's a very fast transit. So, there could be some decision that could be of sudden nature as far as your workplace is concerned, or you could have some minor health issues. So, make sure that if you've had some skin issues or minor health issues, get yourself checked up, go for a regular health checkup. But your spiritual quotient is going to increase during this time. You will start practicing mindfulness, you will start practicing certain practices of yoga, sadhana, meditation. So, make sure that you are leveraging these energies. You are likely to become more self-aware and more intelligent during this time. See, it's a short phase. Wait for Mercury to come into your ascendant, where it will be exalted, gaining directional strength, and this is the time when you can make the most of it. So, thankfully, it's a very short and fast transit, it's a quick transit, so let it pass during this time. Okay. Focus on spiritual goals, focus on helping others, any donations that you make during this time, and this is the only remedy that is there for you. And if it is associated to children, donate stationery to little children, donate anything related to education and education related support for children. You are likely to gain some benefits during this time. This Mercury is aspecting the 6th house by its 7th aspect of desire. Mercury wants you to fix your daily routine, to put your energy, enthusiasm, attention, and make some very quick changes, make some very quick fixes in things that you do on a day-to-day basis. Okay. This is something which it desires. It will also help you in overcoming competition of any kind during this time, and that too in the most unexpected manner. So, you can expect that. There could be a new project, new assignment that could initially be unpleasant, that could initially sound like unwanted, but try to immerse yourself with this change. This is a testing time for you and a fast transit, and I wish you the very best. Let us now talk about Libra ascendants. What's happening with Libra ascendants as far as Mercury's quick transit in the sign of Leo is concerned, which is going to last for about 19 days. For Libra ascendants, Mercury is your 9th Lord and it is your 12th Lord. So, it plays a very important role for Libra ascendants because it is your Bhagyesha. It is the Lord of the fortune. It is the lord of your father, long distance journeys, and most importantly, deeds from your previous birth, your past life, and how this is going to fulfill in the current birth. Mercury also rules your 12th house of losses, expenditure, and also bed comforts. This is also where we see self-consciousness, higher self-consciousness from. This Mercury is making a transit in your 11th house of gains, your wider social network, your income, your ability to spend on luxuries, on material comforts in this life. It's a very important house. And any planet that makes a transit in the 11th house, it is generally considered good. And when it's a Yoga Karaka planet, it is even great. So Mercury is going to bring in new opportunities this time. So if you were to have any kind of travel for your work or business, you would likely to gain from this travel. If you work with people from other cultures, multinationals, you would likely to gain or have some favors. Those with foreigner bosses or bosses from another culture, another country, you are likely to gain support, you are likely to gain favors from these people. So make sure that you reach out to them. In case you have a guru or even your father is going to play a very important role in supporting and ensuring that you have some gains during this time. You need to spend your energies in resolving conflicts within your friends. This is also a message for this transit. Your friends are going to reach out to you. You might be engaged in a quarrel, but not in a direct manner. So make sure that you stay cautious during this time and do not step into other people's conflict. Okay, you can step in to resolve it if they are your friends, but do not participate, avoid any kind of confrontation, avoid any kind of participation that could have a detrimental impact on you. So you have to stay cautious about it during this time. This Mercury is aspecting your 5th house by its 7th aspect of desire. So Mercury desires communication and management as far as your future is concerned, progress as far as your future is concerned. So one thing which is quite evident is because your 9th, 12th and the 5th house are pretty much active, you like to gain spiritual knowledge during this time. So anything that you learn or read about Purans, Shastras, Jyotish, astrology, or any of the spiritual subjects, Ayurveda, you're likely to pick that up and you're likely to enhance your skills and abilities in any of these subjects. Overall, it's quite a positive transit for you and I wish you the very best. Now let us talk about Scorpio Ascendants. For Scorpio Ascendants, Mercury is the 8th Lord and the 11th Lord. It is not the most ideal planet. It is a functional malefic for Scorpio Ascendants, and considering it holds enmity with your Lagna Lord Mars, it is one of the potent malefics. It's your 8th Lord of sudden ups and downs, sudden changes, longevity, Ayush, we see that from the 8th house. We also see death from the 8th house. We see unnecessary changes, sudden falls, sudden rise, unaccounted income, tax related issues, deaths. These are some of the things that we see from the 8th house and the 11th Lord of your overall desires, your gains, material comforts, also bigger enemies, because it's 6 from the 6th house. 11th Lord doesn't hold a very good position in one's life as far as the native is concerned. But this Mercury is making a transit in your 10th house of karma, your actions in society, what you do to survive yourself. Mercury is the primary significator of the 10th house, primary karaka of the 10th house. So from that aspect, it's quite a positive placement. So this is a progressive time as far as work is concerned. It's a fast transit. So if you had some delays with regards to any project since the last couple of months, or if you had a disappointment, if you have a rejection that happened in the last couple of months, this is the time to progress. This is the time to move forward. This is a time where if there was a delay as far as your work, business, job is concerned, it will move on, it will move forward. There will be support of government, there will be support of authorities, there will be support of leaders. And you might also come in contact with someone, or you would have come in contact with someone who you used to work with and you redevelop to re-establish professional acquaintance or some sort of business partnership during this time. That could be extremely beneficial for you. So quick work related changes that could be good for you. It will all depend on your ongoing dasha, antardasha. So make sure you channelize these energies appropriately. This Mercury is aspecting your 4th house by its 7th aspect of desire. So it wants you to step out of your comfort zone. It wants you to make some quick decisions and fixes as far as your work is concerned. It also wants you to declutter your house, clean up your house, make sure you organize things. Get a few plants, indoor plants for your house. This is an excellent time to manifest these positive energies and help you grow and sustain in this world. And for that, I wish you the very best. Let us now talk about Sagittarius ascendants and what's happening with Sagittarius ascendants as far as Mercury's transit in the sign of Leo is concerned. For Sagittarius, Mercury is the ruler of the 7th house and the 10th house. Mercury is the primary Badhaka or lord of obstacles for Sagittarius ascendants. At the same time, it rules 2 Kendra houses. It holds importance. It is the lord of your 7th house, marriage, partnership, relationship. It is called the Jaya Bhava. We see peace as well as war from this house. We see agreements, contracts, those people who are opposite to you. Also your 10th lord of career, profession, your actions in the society. What do you do to survive and sustain yourself and your loved ones in this world? So from work point of view, Mercury plays a very important role. This Mercury is making a transit in the 9th house of Dharma, Bhagya, your father figure. It is conjoined the 9th lord for half of this transit. So from that aspect, your 3 and 9 axis is pretty active during this time, because Mercury will be aspecting your 3rd house along with Sun, which is the 7th aspect of desire, where you already have Saturn who's present there. So 3 and 9 axis is pretty active. You could go on a journey, you could go on a travel, you could also start something new, a new line of work, a new business opportunity, a new agreement or contract. So if you're looking forward to getting into a contractual job, getting some assignment, freelance work, this is a perfect time. Things are going to move very fast. If you work with the government, the paperwork will move fast. If you had some delays, some disappointments with regards to authority, with regards to your bosses or the government, now things will move ahead and things will speed up. You will also likely to be more dharmic during this time. And there are mixed energies there. Firstly, it's also Bhadakesha. So this is a testing time for you to protect your dharma. So make sure that you're the protector of your dharma. Make sure that you take care of your spouse's health as well during this time. There could be some minor concerns, or there could be some argument, some confrontational issues, some debate that could lead to argument during this time. So try and stay low key, both with your spouse and also with your colleagues at workplace, right? Because you would tend to be more knowledgeable. So make sure that this ego doesn't reach your head. So try to stay grounded during this time and avoid any such conflicting situations. This Mercury is aspecting your 3rd house by its 7th aspect, which is the aspect of desire. So it desires improved communication. It desires you to learn something, pick up a skill or two, read a book, or learn anything that you can during this time which is related to your work, or something that could improve your relationship, your partnership during this time. This is the kind of phase and the message the Mercury is giving you. Overall, it's a good transit for you and I wish you the very best. Now let us talk about Capricorn ascendants. What's happening with Capricorn ascendants as far as Mercury's fast, quick transit in the sign of Leo is concerned. For Capricorn, Mercury is an important planet. It's your 6th lord and your 9th lord. It is your Bhagyesha. It rules daily efforts, daily things, daily routines for yourself, deaths and diseases, 6th lord, health and well-being, competition, obstacles of all kinds. It's also your 9th lord of Bhagya, fortune, long distance journeys, spiritual knowledge, higher education, your father. It is your Bhagyesha. This Mercury is making a transit in the 8th house. 9th lord making a transit in the 8th house is loss of Bhagya, loss of dharma. It's a testing time, testing phase for you, because your faith is going to be questioned. You need to be the protector of your dharma. In case you have some travel or you had some travel, there would have been some issues in the last couple of months, or there could be some issues that could crop in now as far as journeys are concerned. Go on a spiritual journey, go on a spiritual retreat. Try to increase your spiritual quotient during this time. In case you have been looking forward to signing up any papers related to inheritance, things can move forward. Any papers, any documentation related to your family matters, related to combined or joint assets, be very careful during this time. You could end up making a wrong decision, or you could end up incurring losses, and that can happen in a sudden manner. Try to defer some of those decisions over the next couple of months. Okay, this Mercury is making an aspect to your second house by that's the seventh aspect of desire. So Mercury definitely will support you as far as new income opportunities or wealth opportunities are concerned. So as far as financial matters are concerned, it's not the most difficult transit, but from a stress point of view, mental stress, that is going to increase during this time. This Mercury is also forming a Viparita Yoga. So circumstances can go opposite, but it's a very fast transit, it's a quick transit. It needs quick change, it needs quick decision making, it needs financial management, it needs a secondary source of income, and it wants you to avoid any kind of important documentation, paperwork, or any conflicting situation with your wider family, with your relatives particularly. So make sure that you channelize these energies appropriately. Wait for Mercury to get into your 9th house in its exaltation phase in the sign of Virgo, and that is going to be quite progressive for yourself. For this time, it's more of a mixed transit, and I wish you the very best. Now let us talk about Aquarius ascendants. For Aquarius, Mercury is a Karaka Graha, it's your 5th lord, and 5th lord, I always say, is one of the most important planet for any ascendants because it rules your future. You know, people come to astrologers to know about their future, to take support in terms of important future decisions. If your 5th lord is strong and well disposed and is forming a yoga, one would never go to an astrologer because they will be very clear about their future and decisions related to future. So it brings a lot of clarity as far as future decisions are concerned. Mercury is also your 8th lord, lord of transformation, sudden changes, ups and downs in life, your longevity, death-like situation. So it plays a very important role, and particularly when you have to study, as far as your education is concerned, as far as research is concerned, as far as subjects such as occult, Jyotish, astrology, tarot, some of these things are concerned, Mercury plays a very important role here. This Mercury is making a transit in your 7th house. So 5th lord making a transit in the 7th house, it is forming a yoga. But at the same time, 7th house Mercury is not the most ideal placement because in the 1st house it gains directional strength, in 7th house it is losing direction somehow. So it needs more push, it needs more effort. But thankfully it's a fast transit, it's a quick transit for you. So there could be some karmic repercussions, some decisions related to your relationship, spouse related matters. So whether it's progressive or whether it's challenging will depend on your ongoing dasha antardasha and how that is playing a role. So you could get into some contracting, some agreements during this time. Your communication is going to be put at test. Okay. So from the virtue of change, transformation, this is quite supportive because this will put you on your toes. You're going to be absolutely active all throughout the day. You will have to push yourself towards that discipline, towards that routine, and make sure that you're channelizing these energies accordingly. Mercury is forming a yoga with Sun in your 7th house for the first half of this transit. So there are heavy energies in your ascendant and 7th house because your ascendant already has a retrograde Saturn in transit. So discipline is the key as far as your communication is concerned. So be careful of what you say, how you say, and who you say to. Okay, avoid any kind of arguments, avoid any kind of unnecessary, irrelevant discussions, and be very much focused about your own work, right? Forget about what the world says. Focus on your own work, your own energies. This Mercury is aspecting your 1st house by its 7th aspect of desire. So this is going to improve your communication. This is going to improve your level of confidence during this time. This is going to improve your management skills. So focus on enhancing your management skills, focus on your time management, and the ability to lead others and influence others through your communication. This is the key message for you, and for this I wish you the very best. Now let us talk about Pisces ascendants. For Pisces, Mercury is the 4th lord and the 7th lord. It is a Bhadakesha Graha or lord of obstacles. At the same time, it rules 2 Kendra houses. Therefore, Mercury plays an important role. It's your 4th lord, lord of your mother, homeland, your happy space, comfort space, your satisfaction, Sukha Bhava. Also your 7th lord of partnership, relationship, marriage, harmony, those people who are opposite to you. It's your Jaya Bhava. It represents peace and also war. This Mercury is making a transit in the 6th house in the sign of Leo. It's quite a fast transit. Now Mercury is also the natural ruler of the 6th house. It gets exalted in the natural 6th sign of Virgo. So from a placement perspective, it is not bad. Mercury also represents growth. Growth related to your management capabilities, leadership capabilities and communication. So from that aspect, it's quite a progressive transit. But you could face some obstacles from other people. You could face competition. You could face some blockage as far as other people are concerned. So there could be some blockage related to matters related to your spouse, relationship issues. So this time needs greater focus in your relationship. Be careful of people at your workplace, okay, because you could develop some unnecessary arguments. So make sure that you stay low key during this time, you focus on your own work, because there are some obstructions as far as other people are concerned. From a growth point of view, it's quite a progressive transit. You will fix your daily routine, you will start communicating a lot, you will focus on your growth, you will pen down your goals, you will try to bring in a lot of positive change in yourself. This Mercury is also aspecting your 12th house by its 7th aspect of desire. You would want to become more spiritual, you would want to donate to others, you would want to help children. So work towards children welfare during this time. So these are some of the good things that are also happening during this transit. Your spouse, your partner will go out of the way to help you. Okay, make sure that you have a sense of respect in your relationship and you take care of your relationship. Mother's health could also be a cause of concern during this time. It's a short transit, so make sure that you take care of your mother as well during this time. From a growth point of view, it's quite progressive. There could be a change in job in case you've had some delays as far as any opportunity is concerned. Now is the time when it will move forward depending on your ongoing Dasha Antardasha during this time. And for that, I wish you the very best. So this was about Mercury's quick fast transit in the sign of Leo and how it will have an impact on all 12 ascendant signs. In case you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, share this video with your friends and stay connected to more interesting videos. I hope and believe Mercury's transit in the sign of Leo brings more opportunities for us as far as the future is concerned. Stay tuned for more videos on my channel. Thank you very much. God bless you all.